Okay, good afternoon everybody. DJ Styles here at Custom Corpses. I'm not doing this live. I'm putting the chunks of clay that I'm taking off of here. Okay, so I'll tell you what I took off so far with a little spatula. Took off the forehead so far, and the nose, and the chin area, and the nose went on here like that, but we're taking it off with a spatula. Now, I can't salvage this clay. This clay has to be reconstituted. In other words, it has to be melted down again because it lost its stickiness. So I am kind of just chunking it off as much as I can. That's all I'm doing, and just constantly work it. I'm starting over from scratch, guys. I have to start this whole sculpture completely over from scratch. It's just this is hard monster clay, not easy to take off. All right, so we're just going to keep working at it until I get to the armature. I should be getting close to it. There's a lot of clay on this sculpture. Sorry, I'm trying not to block your view, but I need to be able to. You can see the many layers that I've actually done, because see how that just peeled off of there? That's the old sculpture that's underneath of this. That's what I'm talking about. That's why it's not sticking to the old clay. And when you go to smooth it out, or when you're bleeding one clay into the new clay into the old clay, because you don't get that bond, it gives you a hell of a time trying to get a very smooth texture. It's not bonding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this clay off of this armature, and then the plan is to remelt this clay. Got to keep working it. At some point I'm going to hit that nose. There it is. I finally hit the base. All right, so there's the armature's original nose. All right, see, once I get the majority of this clay off of here, I fill this up with extremely hot water. This armature is called an Ed head, and monster makers make this armature. And it's a really nice armature because with wax-based clays like this, oil-based clays, that'll melt with heat. So you fill it up with boiling hot water, and whatever's remaining on this sculpture that I can't get off physically, like the way I'm doing right now, will just come right off. It'll come right off of this armature with a little bit of heat and a little bit of time. So just keep working it until I get to the base of the armature. I don't want to puncture a hole in that armature, that's for sure. So I'm trying to get it down as much as I can. Now just peel away, keep working it. what I'm doing here is I'm just peeling it back. Watch, you don't cut the hell out of yourself trying to take this apart, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal once I just trying to get to the base of this sculpture. Once I remelt that clay, that'll be a real home run. This had to be done. This had to be done. I had no choice. Besides, I want to start over anyway. This clay is 3 years old that's on here. And oh yeah. I'll be damned, look at that. Some new and old clay separating as I'm doing this. See, the new clay is peeling right off of the old clay, and that is the issue. Getting a little bit of a workout here, man. This is hard monster clay. This stuff ain't no joke. Need to get things cleared the hell out so I can keep working on it. Cool. Starting to get to the original armature here. Look at that. Wow, this is going to be easier than I thought. A lot easier than I thought. This just goes to show you how much clay I used. Oh man, did I use a lot of clay. Man, did I use a lot of clay. But it was important to, because had to use a lot of clay to make multiple size. Look at that. Looks like I'm going to be able to pull this right off of here. The whole neckline's coming off. Wow, this is awesome. Man, I got some melting to do, I'll tell you that. That's okay. I'll be able to reutilize all that clay again. That bucket is full already. I only got the face off. I'm going to need at least 2, maybe 3 buckets. Now I can feel me hitting the head. Hitting the armature, so to speak. I don't want to cut into the armature. No, sir, I don't want to do that. I don't mind a little scratches, but I definitely don't want the... Yeehaw, baby. An armature's coming. It's unburying itself, and I haven't had to melt anything yet. That's pretty cool. It's coming off easier than I thought. But look at this. Look how much clay is on this bad boy. Man, did I pile it on. See, now I know where the armature is. I could easily, it's going to come off a lot easier. Look at that. That's just coming right, look at that. It's coming right off the whole thing. Love it. Best investment I made so far was this Ed head. Look at that. Oh my God, it's peeling the whole head off. I won't even have to use the melting technique. Okay. I want to scrape off the bottom. I don't want any of this old stuff that has stone all on it. There's old debris on the bottom of the neck from the stone. So I'm gonna, oh wait a minute, you can't see it. There's all this, I'm just trimming that off and getting rid of all that mess that's on there and putting it right in the trash. It's not a lot of clay, so I'm not really... Oh yeah. Yeah, now we got a clean slate here, almost. Yeah, man. This is coming right off, no problem. Look at all that clay. This stuff is 3 years old. Wow. I'll be melting and melting and melting for a while, I have a feeling. Okay, so let's go over on this side. That's what I was looking for. Just getting that breakaway. Look at that. Wow. It's peeling off the back of the head. Let me turn this bad boy around. I can't get over how light this armature is now that all this clay is pretty much off of it. I have no need to even, I'll have to redo my logo on my next there we go. There's the logo. It's all ripped to shreds. Wow. Let's see if I can get this top head off. Let's see what happens here. I really thought I was going to spend hours on this. I thought this was going to take forever. This didn't take no time at all. A lot of hurt. Wow, man, this is just nothing. This is nothing. This armature is getting very light. This is so cool. I'm blocking your view, dang it. Gotta get that picked up. I need that picked up. Don't want to lose that much clay. See, once I remelt this clay, I think it's going to be good, but I'm still going to reach out to some people that I know that will steer me right if the clay's reusable or not. And maybe it is, and I just have to use that clay by itself and don't add no new clay to it. That might be the secret too. Let me see. Yeah, it's sticking pretty good there. All right, so let's just go. Bam! There it is, baby. We got all the clay off this sucker. I can't believe it. I can't believe. Look at that bucket, man. That thing is full, and I got to clean a lot of that clay. There's been clay on this thing for 3 years. There's a human-sized head. I got to clean the heck out of this thing because it's a mess. It's got silicone on it. It's still got some leftover clay. No big deal. Wow, this thing is light. I don't even have to melt anything. It all came off. I thought this was going to be a nightmare. I got a little project before I pile clay back onto this thing. I want to make an armature. As a matter of fact, I want to see just how big this head is in comparison. Now, I need this. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a mold out of this guy. I'm going to make a styrofoam replica of this bad boy, because then I can make scarecrow mask and everything, and I'm going to have it made out of stone. The whole thing will be stone, but it'll look just as good as this. And that's coming up on a new one of the newest. I'm going to do a new tutorial on that, so that'll be pretty cool when I do this. It'll be a cool thing you can do. You want to create your own armature. This is a quick and easy method, I think, to really give you, you know, what you need. But this thing needs to be cleaned thoroughly, and I plan on doing that right now with soap and water. And that wraps up the tutorial on taking off monster clay. That's hard monster clay too. That came off pretty easy. I just used a spatula and just kind of carved it, and then once it broke the seal, I didn't use any heat at all. I didn't put no water inside the armature or anything. I didn't have to. I'll show you what has to, hold on, I'll show you what's nice about the Ed head. If you do have, like, usually I think the softer monster clay can be problematic as far as getting it, because it really is much more stickier, so it'll stick to the surface better. So in that case, and you have a mess on there, what you do is right in here in the bottom, you just flip this thing upside down and fill it up with hot water, boiling hot water. Boiling hot water, and then that monster clay will release from the armature. And that's a wonderful thing. Okay, so now I showed you that. I do like the Ed heads. Now they run close to about $100. Those Ed heads, you know, anywhere from, I saw them as low as like $75 all the way up to $119. So just depending on where you're getting it from. But that's the Ed head, and that's how to take off monster clay hard, old clay off of the armature. Peace. See you on the next video.